Well, happy Monday, and it's another Victory Monday, which is always the most fun shows to record. So on Saturday, we had our first ever home cup game, and we also produced our printed program for the first time. And it was great to see. We had ground hoppers coming from all over. There was some from Stockport and Welsh Yorkshire. Few others decided to come. And that was great to see people come from all over the place just to come watch the team and then also pick up the program. So that was a great moment for us as a club, and no doubt as we grow and continue doing more stuff to professionalize in every aspect we can, it will attract more people to come and watch us and be a part of us. So that was great, and we're into the last 16 now, and who knows, a bit of cup magic would be fun for the first season. In the last 16, just take one step at a time, but that sort of later rounds is really within touching distance now. And we played Bellevue, who are down near the bottom of the league with us. So they're certainly in play. But yeah, looking forward to getting a date for that game soon. I reckon it'll probably be in Jan, but we don't know. The fixtures haven't come out yet for Jan. And part of my thinking is, are the fixtures weighted for the Jan release until this weekend was done? So the cup um, was all sorted and people know who's through and who's not, and then they can schedule the games in. So that was a great day. And then followed by that, we had our Christmas party. So it's just insane to see how far we came. So from basically the Christmas party, about 14 months before that was when what was the initial group of people sat around my dining room table and thought, shall we bring the club back? And there were sort of three of them that I knew really, really well. And then the rest of them, they were just people I'd sort of nod to know their first name as you're sort of walking around the pitch before an East Thurrock United game. And then we're all so close, but it's not just how close we are, it's all the fans. So lots of people in the past I just say hello to. And it's not just my feeling, it's a feeling of lots of people around the club. We now regularly talk. There's great engagement, whether it's through Slack, which is our online owners forum, or whether it's through um, just being at the meetings, events like this, the games, more people are just engaging. That's a really, really nice benefit out of our structure that people just feel more involved and a part of it. So, yeah, it's been a joy the last 14 months. We've got a long way still to go, but really, really happy with what we've achieved so far. So thank you for everyone coming. Massive shout out to Claire, Faye, and the team who put on a fantastic event. Also, Andy Wooding in there. So not Andy Wooding. I keep crediting your son, Steve Wooding. Um, Thank you for everyone who got stuck in and was a part of that. That was great. Brought everyone together, and it was really nice to see so many players there. I know there were some others that had engagements already in, but I would say there's over two-thirds of the squad was there, which is fantastic to see. Really, really nice because you build something predominantly for the fans and the owners, and then where players are engaging in it, and it was great to speak to several of them on the night. They're bought in and really see what we're trying to achieve, and there is such a good dressing room atmosphere, and I think that's probably what's really benefiting with the results and making it into a more of a team. And that takes time. It was never going to be the case straight out the gate where some are meeting each other for the first time, and it's such limited contact. You get a game on a Saturday, there's some gym sessions on a Monday, there's training on a Wednesday. It's not like they're with each other every day, and then hey, that process takes a couple of weeks and you're there. It's going to take 3 months because you've only got those small contact points as sort of they're people with jobs outside of this. They're coming together because they've got a passion for playing football. And yeah, it was really, really nice to chat to them all. And yeah, thanks all for coming, lads. The next part, I just want to touch on squad depth. I don't get too much involved in football in these shows. I leave that for Jason Warren and Frank in View from the Pen. But I remember the early games when it was like, well, who's our 11? Have we got a strong enough 11? And that's a very different conversation that we have now, a few months on, where we're talking about, hey, there's a 22 here. There's two players at every spot that are good. And that's come from two sources. Some were the same players we had at the start, and they've developed, which is credit to the players and as well as our coaching staff and management team. And then the other part is there's some new players that come in. The management team done well just to find that balance between the two. But that puts us in such a strong spot where you're going to get injuries. You're going to get things where a player can't play this week because of family engagement or something like that. It will work. And having sort of two guys in every spot, nice problem to have. Gives a challenge for the managers because they don't have just like 11 players. Hey, the team picks itself. Team doesn't pick itself. They've got to make that decision between who's on the bench and who's starting different weeks. So that's exactly where you want to be at this level. It's testament to the work that the players and the coaching staff have done over the last, I want to say 6 months. I don't even remember when the trial day and everything was. It was a long time ago. But in football terms, it was pretty short. It was about half a year. So it's one that there's that progression. Yeah, we've beaten a team that was bottom of the league and top of the league below, but they're good teams. It was only a month ago that Tiptree Heath beat Kings Park Rangers, who are top or second in the league. Um, Gas Recreation, they're undefeated on the season, so it's not like they were a bad team. And honestly, I don't think the difference between sort of that top of Division One and where we are is that different. And it's one now of can we take some momentum? We've got two tougher games, and then we've got an easier game at the end of the month. And let's see what we can do in December. There's 12 points on the table, and let's take that next step. This month, really need to do an ownership drive. So if you're looking to buy presents for a loved one, whatever that might be, spread the word. Please just, if every owner and everyone that listens to this can just speak to one other person that might be interested in being an owner, just spread that word. We'd gain like 25, 50% increase in ownership. So just have a think of anyone you know who might be interested in getting involved in a football club. They can be local, they can be further away, and just mention it. And that can do wonders to our ownership. We could easily get the last, what is it, 27, and get all the way up to 300 owners by Christmas. So please spread the word, be a part in helping the club grow. We've got our owners meeting tonight, so it's a digital one at 6 p.m. and a face-to-face one at 7:30. By all means, the digital one I record and I email out to the owners on Tuesday. So thank you everyone for being a part of it. Enjoy December, and thank you for all making Saturday such a special day. Up the Rocks.